Welcome to In Conversation with Evergreen London Consulting, where we discuss the intersection between business and sustainability with a focus on people, profit, and planet. I'm Natasha Robert. I'm the founder of Evergreen London Consulting and your host. Today, I have the pleasure of talking to Ayna, who is the co-founder of Matchstick. And Matchstick is a sales and lead generation agency that was founded in 2023 with Seymour Ellis. On the personal side, Ayna is passionate about exercise, mostly running, and any activity that help her develop her creativity with a passion for cooking and painting. We're going to talk more about that. So welcome, Ayna, and thank you for joining the conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Natasha. Great to be here.
Good. Well, let's start with work. What does that mean to be co-founder of Matchstick? What do you do? How did you set it up? Where does it come from?
Yeah, so Matchstick, as you mentioned, is a sales and lead generation agency. We work primarily with purpose-driven businesses. So that's what brings me here, I guess, to this podcast. So yeah, our target audience is businesses and organizations that do something good for people and the planet. So their main focus is not only profit, but also some kind of purpose. And yeah, we help them with lead generation, so finding their ideal clients. And also we have an offer for nonprofits. So for them, we help them with finding corporate donors and corporate sponsors, because we realize that there is a lot of nonprofit organizations who are over-reliant on like trust and foundations, but there's a lot of untapped opportunity in the corporate space. So we help corporates and nonprofits find each other. And yeah, in terms of what it means, I mean, you as a self-employed person yourself, you know that it means to do everything, wear all the hats. But yeah, I would say in terms of what makes us unique is we prioritize quality over quantity. So as with sustainability, it's like thinking long-term and prioritizing sustainable growth over kind of quick, short wins. So yeah, if anyone needs help with lead generation, please connect with me. I'm happy to help you.
Wow. And do you specialize in a specific sustainability area, or you cover the whole range?
Yeah, so far our clients have been, we worked with a few sustainability consultants, also some in clean tech space. So that's a big space right now. Yeah, clean technologies, like helping people to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, stuff like this. We ourselves have our eye on the B Corp certification. So I really hope, yeah, that's something that we achieve in the future. So these are the companies we want to work with. And I don't know if you're familiar, but yeah, B Corp is, maybe for people who are listening, it's like a really high, basically you have to reach really high standards of social and environmental responsibility. And yeah, they have a scoring system. So it's like quite difficult to actually gain the certification. And it can be, anyone from like agencies to product businesses. So yeah, it's more about like aligning on the mission of doing something that's good for, all the people around us rather than like specific industry.
Amazing. Wow. That's beautiful. Very
Thank you.
aligned to the podcast.
So yeah, when I saw the podcast, I was like, I need to talk to this woman. So thanks.
So, I mean, it all started with the same drive as you have, which is I wanted to do something different and great goods. That type of thing. So, yeah, favorite part of your job.
Yeah, so I'll name two if that's okay.
Yeah,
Because
go for it.
I really love my job. Yeah, I'm very happy that I made this decision. And I don't spend, 40 hours a week wishing I was doing something else. So yeah, I would say the favorite is the definitely autonomy and like working for yourself. That's what really attracted me. So it's the freedom to just have an idea and yeah, from nothing, to generate and to create and to manifest it. Because yeah, I get to come up with ideas, I get to strategize them and then also implement them. And that's really exciting for me. Like, I think I have a lot to give, and having a business is a great way to kind of, uncover your potential and amplify the impact that you can make. But also I really love the companies and the organizations that we work with, because it's a privilege to be selective about who you work with. And I'm very happy that people who we work with, but also people who we talk with, like people within my network over the last, couple of years, it's all people who care and people who choose to make a difference. And it's very inspiring and it's very rewarding, and it just like gives you hope for the future, you know, to see that there's so many people out there who use their passion, creativity, their skills to actually do something positive.
Wow. That is amazing, because you can see the result quite quickly, even though it's not a big result, you can see the little impact that we all have. I found that fascinating.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, imagine if everybody made this choice, you know. Yeah, we're stronger when we're together for sure, but
Yes.
hey, you have to start.
And also we need to talk about one that you mentioned, which is your mountain gorilla.
Oh yeah, my my dream of meeting mountain gorillas. Yeah.
Yes.
So where do I start? Maybe let me start with Matchstick and I'll finish with the
Yes, that would be
let's see if
great.
I can tie it together with the mountain gorillas. Yeah, so sustainability for me, it's about long-term thinking and having harmony, having some balance, right? And just, yeah, acknowledging that the actions that we take today are
Mhm.
shaping the future that we're going to have tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, what it means in terms of how we approach business, it's definitely, yeah, prioritizing long-term sustainable growth over, yeah, short-term quick wins. So not
Mhm.
focusing on the now, because that's really not going to be sustainable in the long term of things. Um, and yeah, sustainability, I kind of discovered my passion. I mean, I've always been, you know, curious just about spending time outdoors. Like I love, yeah, just being in the nature. I love swimming in the sea, like snorkeling. It's one of my favorite activities to do, you know. Uh, and yeah, when I was studying my master's degree, when I was getting my master's degree, I was studying future design, which is yeah, about designing for the future, which is very
Yeah.
different from how we've been designing all this time. So it's like, you know, waste is a design flaw, like you could say that. So we have to design out the waste, right? We have to design in a more circular way. And yeah, so my research specifically was around mycelium, which is the vegetative part of fungi. So fungi, you know, the thing that we see on top is the fruit, but there's
Yes.
a lot of stuff that's happening underneath. So there's the whole network of, yeah, thread-like cells. So they're called mycelium. That's what the trees in the forest use to communicate with each other. You know, they transfer nutrients. And so mycelium is an amazing material organism. I'm not sure what's the correct terminology there, but it's very versatile and people use it nowadays to grow building materials, to grow packaging. So like styrofoam, yeah, it can be replaced with mycelium, and it's organic, you know, and it's yeah, it's a circular material, which is so much better than a lot of the stuff that
So
we.
you can reuse, so your growth, it comes from the mushroom,
Yeah, exactly. It comes from those like root like thingies
roots
of
of
the
the
mushroom.
mushroom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And you can, and the amazing thing is that, yeah, you can grow it. It grows very quickly. It's very easy to grow.
Yeah.
You can grow it vertically, so like it doesn't take up so much space. And yeah, you
Wow.
can use it for like building materials, for packaging. You can even do like a leather replacement. So there's
Oh, wow.
companies out there that do, yeah, it's like mycelium leather. Um, and even meat, so meat replacement, because it has
Oh,
that fibrous texture. Yeah, so
yeah.
here, yeah, I've never tried it. I really want to try some mycelium meat, but in some countries in Europe, I know in the US also, you can even buy it in like Whole Food stores. Yeah, mycelium
Okay.
meat. So anyway, so my research was about how mycelium can potentially help us recycle electronic waste, which is a huge, yeah, stream of waste, because some like types of fungi, they're able to recover metals. And, you know, there's a lot of precious metals that we lose with the electronic waste. So it
Yeah.
was a speculative project. It was very much like research and kind of creative. But yeah, that showed me that, okay, there's a lot of really interesting companies out there. And that's the kind of people I want to work with and be surrounded with. So I don't really have myself like the skills and expertise in these areas, but I'm really good at selling. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I have the experience in, and my partner as well. So that's how we decided that, okay, we're going to do what we're good at and use that to help these companies become more successful, more impactful. So yeah, that's how we combine like sustainability and our, you know, expertise, which is sales.
Going back to the mountain gorilla now.
Yeah, so you know, one of my coolest experiences to date was visiting Kenya. So
Okay.
we went, yeah, with my partner for a few weeks. But then we also went into the Masai Mara, which is the game reserve. Is that the name? So the big national park where all the wildlife lives. And yeah, we spent 4 or 5 days doing the safari. And
Okay.
it was just like, I can't describe how amazing it was to see like lionesses, at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, whatever time we went, and they were like preparing for a hunt, and we were on this on the truck, going and just observing this wildlife. We saw a leopard in the tree, and it was eating an
Wow.
impala, so it took its prey and it brought it and put it up into the
Yeah,
tree.
yeah, yeah. Safe.
Yeah, like we saw, just so many crocodiles, rhinos, like seeing rhinos, they're like dinosaurs, it's so amazing to see this wildlife like really up close. And so, since then I was like, okay, I need to do more of this. Like, I really want to see more wild animals, like happy and being taken care of, and I'm not sure how it came along, but it's a thing like to do mountain gorilla safaris. So this one, you go, so you can do it in Uganda, for example.
Okay.
I think in Rwanda as well. It's quite pricey, but as it should be, because I
Yeah.
imagine they use the money to like help, conserve them.
Yeah.
So you trek in the jungle for maybe 4 days or something like this. And then when you finally find them, you only get to spend very limited time with them, but you are like up close to the gorillas. And for me, like after I found out about them, I immediately like subscribed to their newsletter. I started donating money to them annually, to this organization, Gorilla Doctors, I think they're called. So it definitely works in the sense that it opens up your mind, and once you've seen it in real life, you feel much more connected with it, and you're more likely to make the mindful like decisions to protect it for the future. I hope we'll make it happen soon.
So the next one is about an action in terms of the one or two action that you would want to do to promote sustainability for you.
So I think the main action for me that stands out is producing less waste. And a while ago I did something that's called intrinsic values test. It's an online assessment. If you're into like online tests, I really recommend it. It asks you really in-depth questions about just how you make decisions and what you really believe in. And intrinsic values are your like deepest values that you just believe in for the sake of them. So you're not attached to the outcome, just this is, your true self, that's what you believe. And one of my results was that I'm not wasteful. So that I don't waste food, time, resources, opportunities, like anything. And I think that's really true. And I was like, okay, like even after these like 120 questions, that's what they're telling me. Hopefully hopefully that's what it means. But producing less waste. And this is definitely on both sides, because I think right now the hot topic is that it's like the responsibility of the consumer. So, the manufacturers, the producers, right? They produce the products, and then we consumers buy them, and then we have to dispose of them, and it becomes our responsibility. And we're the bad ones who are like throwing things out. So definitely the businesses are the ones that can make a significant difference in terms of how we design things, how we just make things last longer, so when your battery dies, you don't have to buy a new device, but you can repair it. And just using the right materials, so it's circular, and also providing like disposal instructions, so people know how to recycle, how to dispose of things, maybe like send things back. But then for ourselves, for the consumers, it's definitely about making the choice of using less. I think that's the number one thing is, the refuse, reduce, reuse, repair, and then recycle. So everybody likes the recycling because it's so easy, but really what we should be doing is just using less. There is actually a new film coming out soon. Let me double check the name. So Buy Now, The Shopping Conspiracy, and like how these people manipulate us with, just to get us to buy more. So I think that's what we need to fix. Use less, buy less, and just, be mindful, when you make these choices, like, do you really need this? Can you reuse this? Can you make it last longer?
Well, how do you go about that with, your job is sales. So in a way, the more you sell, the better the outcome for your clients. So how do you reconcile these two concepts?
Yeah. So I think the main thing is to focus on building relationships. And because in sales, that's what it's about. When we think sales, it's like there is a lot more than just the actual sale. Like there's all the build up, all the getting to know the person, building the trust, building the relationship, handling their objections, like et cetera, guiding them. So there is a lot of companies who focus on, okay, we just need the results now. Like we're going to sell, we're going to close the deal. But that's not going to sustain you in the long term. And this is, I mean, this is what a lot of companies do now, and especially with AI and automation, because it's like, it's the easier thing to do, but also AI is so bad for the environment, you know, so we really have to be mindful. It uses a lot of water, a lot of resources. Yeah, so we have to be mindful with how we use it. So yeah, we are all about, yeah, forget the short, I mean, short wins. Okay, great. We will try to get some wins as soon as possible. But really, it's more about thinking about your brand, how you want your brand to be represented. Because with those short, quick wins, you also risk, yeah, damaging your brand reputation. And you're going to be, so this approach is called spray and pray. So it's when you spray and you kind of target everyone and you just like hope that some of them will
Cross
stick.
fingers and
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
stick somewhere.
So maybe 0.001% will stick, but the
Okay.
other 99.999%, which is going to be like thousands of people, it's not going to stick, and you're going to hurt your brand reputation, and it's going to like long term actually impact you. So yeah, we choose quality over quantity. So exactly what
Okay.
we're saying about using less, but we make it count, you know. So it's
Okay.
about, yeah, building the relationship, thinking, okay, not about closing the sale now, but lifetime, you know. So it's okay, we'll close the sale then, and then they'll become a customer, they will send us referrals, we'll have this happy, great relationship. So yeah, I definitely, like, from my experience in sales, this is the better way to go about it. So that's what we preach, and it's working for our clients. So we're going to keep doing that.
Yeah. Amazing. So the last question for you is the hindsight question. What would you advise your 20 years old self to do differently, or to think differently, or to feel differently?
You know, I'm pretty happy with the decisions that my 20-year-old self made because they got me to where I am, which, yeah, I'm content and at peace. But I would say, since we're talking about long-term thinking and investing, I think we also need to invest in ourselves. And for me, it's definitely exercise. So I started exercising consistently during COVID because, you know, we all just, there was lockdown, we were kind of chained to our homes, and like you couldn't even go past 1 kilometer diameter, like within your house.
Okay.
There was some kind of restriction like this.
So that was quite restrictive.
It was very restrictive. Yeah. And yeah, I started, you know, just feeling really unhappy and thinking like, yeah, I need to move more. And also like it, you know, coincided, like my grandma died and just a lot of people were getting sick. And I was like, okay, I need to start thinking about my health, you know, that, because really it all comes from that. It's like how you feel, and how, if you're not healthy, like nothing else really matters, you know, you can't really enjoy life. So I think exercising more, that's really one of the best investments in yourself, because it builds discipline, it builds confidence. You just, you feel better, you know, about yourself and about your day. There is so many different ways to approach it. So I think there's something for everyone. You know, if you don't like running, try swimming or cycling or some kind of group class. You know, you can do it outdoor, indoor, underwater, like so many options. And yeah, and it's really like, it improves my quality of sleep. You know, it's improved my diet, my like other habits. So I definitely, I feel like after a run, just I can't be bothered to like be stressing out about things, you know. I just feel so relaxed and so good. So yeah, I wish I started exercising consistently a bit earlier, but then maybe it wouldn't have stuck, you know, because maybe you need to be a little bit older to really fully appreciate it. So if you're not exercising, please start. I think it's, yeah, everyone should be doing it, and it's a great investment in our future selves. Till you see progress and that motivates you, and you keep doing it more and more, and then, yeah, and you see the results, you know, like you fall sick less, you're happier. So yeah,
definitely. Oh, amazing. Well, thank you. Thanks a lot for this amazing conversation. I think there is a lot we're gonna put in the comments with all the links we discussed and all the company.
my pleasure.
Great
Thank you for having
learning,
me.
and thanks for your time.